Hey, what's up, guys? It's Valley, and you're watching The Music Enthusiast.
Hi, what's up? I'm Sarah from the Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with one of my favorite bands, actually, Valley. How are you guys?
Very good.
So good, thank you. Thanks for having us.
No problem. Thanks for letting me chat with you. So first question, you guys were in like separate bands before you became Valley. You guys met like at a studio, you were double booked. So Nikki and Kara were in a band together, and then Alex and Rob were one together. Happy belated. So what was it like making music in those bands compared to this one?
Um, yeah, I mean, I'll start with me and Alex. So yeah, Alex was he was the honorary member of the band. He did all our production and like mixing and kind of showed us how to record and all that stuff. So big part of that. And yeah, basically, I think the biggest difference is like that was more of a self-discovery period in our life, right? So, um, you know, there's I compare it to like when a kid wants to run, a kid just runs. And like when you're in a band starting out, you just do stuff to do stuff. Like you don't overthink, you don't think about anything. So a lot of those songs, we literally just like wrote them in a day. It was just what we wanted to say. There was no audience really at the time. So that's like when you can, I feel like, be your most pure. Versus now it's a little bit more defined, and it's still beautiful and honest. It's just we've had to refine our strengths. But yeah, I think it was just very self-discovery. Like we didn't think about lyrics too much. Like it was just what came out of us was what Happy Belated was, and I think that's what made it special. But I'll let Mickey and Kara speak on kind
Yeah,
of their.
for us, it was like, I think it was pretty much the same thing. Like, we felt we were gravitated towards you guys because we felt like something was missing. Like, we always wanted to do a whole band because we could only ever play stuff like acoustically or record because there were only two of us. And it's kind of hard to do a full band when there's only two people. And Kara wanted to, like, actually play a drum kit, but then it would just be two people. So we always felt like we needed a couple more people, and then we found you guys and just like obviously clicked right away. But making music was just like, we would just write songs and then go to that studio where we met because we didn't know how to record yet, and we would go there and track the songs and put them up on YouTube, and now they're all taken down, luckily. But yeah, I don't know. It was just vibing and figuring it out. We were really bad, and
Kara and Mickey kind of exposed us to pop music, like pop structure and like the art of, I think, pop songwriting. Because like me and Alex came in with like these 5 minute songs of like just
Indie rock,
like it
pop,
like
kind
yeah,
of.
because that's what we grew up listening to. Like we grew up listening to like a lot of like bands, but like here we meet Kara and Mickey, and it's like, hey, have you heard this like One Republic song? Or like, have you heard all these like really really like class act pop writing, which like changed our life. Because like I didn't understand pop structure. I didn't understand how much time and effort goes into a pop song, like or any type of song. But like the real craft of writing is what they really shined with early on.
and
Um,
vice versa too. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like, I loved like a lot of indie bands in Toronto, but like I didn't have any really like friends at school to share that love with. And when we met them, we were like, oh my god, more people who like understand this music. But then they went way deeper and showed us like Bon Iver and like the B sides of Coldplay, and then we like discovered the 1975 together, and so on and so forth. And a lot of experimental stuff has been like opened up in our minds because of it. So I think we kind of complemented each other in that sense.
Yeah, totally. And not only did you like merge into a band together, you like merged like indie rock with pop. There's like both elements in like your music now, and like even like This Room Is White. Like you could totally see that.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Do you guys have any fondest musical memories?
Mm. Um, yeah, I think for me, like when I was younger, my dad showed me a lot of like harmonious like sound music, which was really cool. Like ELO, which was like a lot of orchestral music blended with rock music and like Brit pop. And then my dad introduced me to like Beach Boys, which was really cool because like harmonies are a big part of what we do. Like we do a lot of harmonies and vocal work specifically with me and Kara, like, you know, doing all our stacks of vocals. So like like discovering Beach Boys was really kind of a big moment for me, like hearing like just voices stacked on top of each other. I didn't know that was a thing. Like I thought singers just like sing their part, but it's like I didn't understand that you could record like 60 times over and make like a crowd. So that's kind of like a big part of Valley's DNA is uh like gospel and crowds and harmonies and like lots
The
of
Valley Gospel Choir
yeah, the Valley Gospel Choir.
featuring on feature songs.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my like earliest memories that's really important to me is my first concert show, because I realized that I was like, oh my God, I want to do this. I want to like perform and stuff. Like I love going to see shows and playing at shows. And my dad took me to go see Aerosmith for my first show ever. And they're such a class act. Like live, they're fantastic. They're incredible. They put on such a good show, and I feel like they're underrated as well. But yeah, that was definitely like a big realization. And then the other maybe more recent one would be playing, I guess, our most recent headline show in Toronto when we had Bohemian Rhapsody as like our walk-up song, and the crowd was singing every single lyric, and it got us super hyped to walk out and play that show. And that was just a really fun memory because all those people were there to see us, and that was just really nice. And I think another big realization moment.
I mean, I have a couple with the band, and then like, but there was this one memory I remember. I think the first thing that got a lot of us in music is the School of Rock, the video, the movie. And,
The hour-long video.
yeah, the hour and a half long video. I think Jack Black. But then I also have this moment where my family was like going on vacation, and a flight got canceled, and we got stuck on a layover in Miami, and we met these two kids from Miami who we became like friends with while we were there, and we would like swim in the hotel pool every day, and both of them would sing like really really well, and their favorite song to sing was Drift Away by the Doobie Brothers.
Oh my God.
And like, I mean, I guess it was originally by Uncle Cracker, but they would always like play the Doobie Brothers version. And I remember just like literally feeling like I had like butterflies when they sang because it was so beautiful, and they would like harmonize together. And I remember like like there was nothing in life that made me feel like that. And it's like one of my favorite songs to date still, just because of that like moment. Which
You should
probably
like find them and like
I know.
them.
I think I remember their names, but like my family like still talks about it. And I remember I gave them a granola bar as like a gift when they left. Like I was trying to find ways to like give them presents, but I was like 7 years old. It was like, yeah. One of the kids' name was John, and I'm trying to remember the other kid, but I'm sure there's a lot of Johns in Miami. So
Yeah.
not sure. What was your memory? Music memory?
I mean, you guys gave some pretty good ones, so.
The shoe buffs.
I mean, yeah, I guess like one of my earliest memories of like playing drums like for real was like I made like this random like shoebox drum kit because I wanted to play drums really bad, and I played on cardboard and destroyed them, and then my mom signed me up for like actual drum lessons. So
Amazing.
as they say.
A little like DIY moment. I love it. And also maybe is such like a cinematic like ear experience, you could say. I love it like throughout, no skips. So creating that, like what kind of experience was that like for you guys?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the age-old saying, you know, you have your whole life to write your first album. So, I mean, that's it. Like we really, some of those songs date back to high school almost. They're all just like collections of little moments and melodies and lyrics that we wrote for like probably even before we met. Like they're just it's a collection of ideas in one, and yeah, it's very much just we wanted it our first album to kind of feel like a movie. Like cinematic is a great term. It's just like top to bottom. It feels like one kind of script. And there's a lot of crossover with, you know, lyrics and Easter eggs, and we wanted to make sure maybe was like an era. So yeah, that album, I mean, we're so grateful for. That album was kind of the jump start for our whole career. Like when that album dropped, it really like this felt like a career and like more than just a passion thing. So yeah, really thankful for that album.
York and then traveling to LA and like actually writing with other people. And I think it was also a result of having no idea what we were doing with like production and songwriting, but just like straight up just throwing all the paint at the wall and seeing what happens. Like it was a lot of experimenting. I remember because I think the jump between This Room Is White and Maybe was like a pretty intense jump in terms of like the way it sounded and the feeling of it and stuff. Like I think it was the first like, you know, like real records we had made. And I think it was like because we had learned so much within the, you know, the year between those two records, but it was like we just like overloaded just like every idea we could possibly think of. And I think that's why it sounds like such an era, and we get that a lot from like fans, is because we kind of just like didn't think. We just threw everything in the pot and mixed it together. It was a big stew of ideas.
And that's like the best way to make music possible, right? Just like throwing everything on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's many names in like the album that I want to ask about. Is Bailey, Emma, and Sarah real people?
You're muted.
Oh, that's no, I mean I don't want to put those people on the spot. But they are real people. I mean, every name I think we put in a song has some kind of resemblance. You know, there's a connection usually. We're not shy about that stuff. My favorite writers, you know, just say it as it is. Sometimes, you know, I feel like people are like, oh, like I, I'll there's a line of like asking permission depending on what the song's about, but no, they're all real people. They're all people in our lives. Yeah, it just means that you know the songs all come from something, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody's name is like, you know, like John. You know, we might say Jack or something.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, there have been pseudonyms for sure.
Yeah.
It's well coded. It's and often it's about maybe a type of person and not necessarily a specific, or there's a specific person in your life who
Giving the song a character, right? Like that's maybe was very much based on that. You know, there's a lot of names and there's a lot of this like through line of this person interacting with all these people in these songs. So that's why I think the name thing comes from a lot. It gives people like an idea of like, oh, what would Sarah look like, or what would Emma look like, or what would, you know, Anna look like. Like it's just those connections. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I could totally say that I got pretty hyped when I heard my name and Closer to the Picture. I was like, love it.
Yeah, shout out.
And you guys are going on tour with Coin very, very soon. So with all these albums and all of these songs, like what do you think the sets are going to look like for you guys now?
It's getting really tough. I will say the arguments are heated on set list, and they're about to get more heated because there's just more and more songs.
Yeah.
The way we look at it, and I'll be so honest with our fans, is we look at obviously there's a part of this where we have to look at what songs are the most popular. So like, you know, Spotify does tell you like what songs are the most popular, and we do take that into account. But on top of that, we also do take into account all your DMs and messages being like, hey, we really want to hear this song. So we're just going to try to find a balance of that. The Coin tour is tricky. I think we get 30 minutes. So we're just packing that 30 minutes with as much new content as we can because we've been itching to play new songs. On a headline, I mean, we're yours. We'll play anything. we're there. So that's kind of the way we've been looking at it. It's like opening tour, We just can't hit everything. It's 30 minutes and it's coin show, but headline will take any requests within reason as long as we've rehearsed them. There's a lot.
I love it. And which songs are you guys most excited to play live?
Tempo.
Yeah.
Tempo sucks. We haven't played any of the Sucks EP stuff yet, right? Because that's
Oh,
just, you know,
I'm really excited to
it's
play
a COVID
the
EP.
title track of our next project.
Me
That's
too.
gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
And speaking of Tempo, I love that track. It's your newest release. It's very different from like the rest of the songs, but like you guys are constantly evolving, and I love that about you guys. Um, so I mean, what was creating this like? Seeing how different it was.
Just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just there wasn't any rhyme or reason. I mean, that one came about over Zoom, and at the time, I know going into the session, I was like, we have a lot of pretty dark, like melancholy, sad stuff. So I was really itching for something that was like not ironic. Like I think we do a lot of irony. I was like, can we just do something that's like really just like actually a positive just like message and just feels good and like people I've always wanted a song that people can put on at like a house party. I feel like our band is so special for like a lot of moments, but like I don't know, like I was at a party once and I was like what if I wanted to bump my own band? Like, there's not really anything to bump. Like, it's all pretty like sad stuff. So I think Tempo is now that kind of like, oh, Valley can make it to the house party. Like, they could still, they got that one, you know, bop that like people can just groove.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think it came from just like that real life experience of like having, you know, missing that space where Valley could still exist sonically, and then yeah, we just wanted to push our boundaries. It's a very minimal song. Kara is like a big lead on it too, which is fun. It's always fun when we can like bring her voice up and like have her, you know, sing as a lead and kind of complement my voice. So yeah, it was just like it was fresh, it was fun, and we wrote it with Soki Siren, who's an incredible influence on us and just like has an incredible voice and brought
Rock.
so much unique. Yeah,
Yeah.
he brought these melodies that just like we would never be able to come up with, and that paired with our kind of quirky lyrics, it was a match made in heaven. It was perfect.
Yeah. And speaking of Soki, I could be wrong, but I was at your like live stream party on Zoom
Yeah,
Tempo.
yeah,
I think she came up with Sunday Morning Moi. I could be wrong
yeah.
if I'm wrong, but
We were just like jamming, and then she was like, um, I don't remember exactly how it happened. I remember we were talking about like Maroon 5, like sun and morning, rain is shining. Like there's like we wanted an opening that felt very classic, and I don't know, just Sunday morning, mwah, kiss the sky, just like really gets the tone going. It's like
I
I'm
think it
thankful. Let's go.
and like something else. Kiss this. Like there was some other word. Kiss the sky.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think it was probably her who was like, "Why don't we literally?" Mwah? Or no, I think somebody like ad libbed it as a joke, and then we were all like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
that's."
We have to do this. Yeah.
I'm glad people love that because I love that.
Yeah.
It's like having descriptive words that aren't actually words. I love that.
yeah, totally. I feel like it's my favorite part of the song. Well, the outro too, obviously, but like it's amazing. And the outro, like, was that like originally planned or like was it like flowing?
Rob just like came with that one day. Like we
Yeah.
in the session, I produced the beat with just like literally a couple loops, and then when we went and we actually produced it, we got to the end, like weren't sure how to end it, and then one day Rob just came. He was like, "I was up till like 3 last night, and I
Yeah.
just made this halftime outro or whatever slowed down outro." We were like, "Oh my god, change the tempo!" Like that's literally exactly what
Very literal, but it just felt right. I don't know. Just
hilarious.
sometimes stuff just has to happen because it just happens. And yeah, no, I'm happy. It was a happy accident.
It's literally like a cool down after like a workout.
Could be like a workout song.
It's the last song on your workout playlist, so that after cool down to like.
Mhm.
That's exactly it. And Rob, was the no sleep worth it?
Oh, for sure. I mean, usually if I'm in that kind of mode, I won't sleep. I find I work better at like night, it's really hard to do that like work during the day if like for that kind of stuff if we're like producing or something. But no, yeah, it was definitely worth it. I'm happy we kept it. It's so fun live. Like we've been rehearsing the outro live, and it's like so epic. It's really fun.
That's gonna be so cool to see, especially like and the Sunday morning walk, people doing like that like kissy
Oh man, I can't wait. The whole crowd just mwah.
thing. Tara and Alex, I heard that you guys were big Glee fans. So who are your favorite Glee characters?
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Kara, you go first. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I haven't watched the show in so long.
Okay, well, so I think I probably related to Finn, Corey Monteith. Was it Finn?
Yeah.
Is that his name? Yeah, Corey Monteith's character, RIP. The most probably because I feel like I felt like him in high school. Like it was actually happening. It was coming out like that first or second season while I was in like first year, like grade 9, and I was like on the football team in grade 9, but I was also like trying out for the musical, and I was in that. And so I feel like I kind of had to like do that classic like choose between being like a sports like football guy or being like the musician that eats lunch in the lunchroom or in the music room, which is the direction that I obviously ended up going in. And so yeah, I definitely related to that because I felt like it was mirroring my life almost. Kara, who's your fave?
Oh, sorry. I said before, like probably Mercedes, because like
She's a queen.
vocals.
I think I've seen Glee like once in my life.
I didn't watch
Oh, that's a crime.
to be honest, but
Just
I
watch the
respect
first
show.
season.
I think the show is genius. I don't know. I just never I don't know what I was watching while Glee was on. Probably
I just didn't
I
watch TV
forgot that I
until like
liked Glee until you said that.
college.
And you guys are all huge O Wonder fans, obviously, like you mentioned before.
Mhm.
So Drive being a cover song that you did like a while ago also. What is your favorite O Wonder song?
Oh man. Probably still Drive. I love that song. Livewire is still my alarm. It's been my alarm.
Oh my god, that's PTSD.
Yeah, the
On
band
my-
hates me because it's just
Bones.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
that's still my alarm. I don't know. It just like makes me feel calm when I hear it in the morning. It's like it's one of the only ringtones I found that's like not annoying. Like, but anyways, yeah. I mean, we've had the pleasure of meeting them and hang out with them for a bit, and they're such kind people, and I think they're a prime example of like just do what you love and like you don't have to mold and be like any like they're just like a duo that writes songs on a piano and puts them out and like I just think they've been done such a good job of just sticking to their roots and like who they want to be and they don't care if it's if it's off trend on trend it's just like this is us and we love it and
They
like
just do them.
they have a great career, great fan base. They come to Toronto and sell out like 4 nights. Like,
At
they
Danforth. Yeah, it's crazy.
really, yeah, they really just did it right. And huge respect for them. I think they're a big influence early on because also like me and Kara singing, there was a lot of that dynamic. And like, I find I studied their productions a lot because it was very simple. Like they really they didn't pack their songs and yeah. But yeah, I would say, yeah, Drive. I mean, that's why we covered it. It was one of our favorites. So.
Even like production wise, like we
Yeah.
were heavily inspired, I think more so maybe on Rob's side to like go get the OP1. And like that
Yeah.
was that beginning of that era, I feel like for us. And maybe early on, maybe heavily influenced production and stuff for
Great
sure.
people, just like genuinely great people making great music, and like that's all you could ask for. Like,
And always so open to like answering questions, because musicians are curious people and they like to be like, oh, what are you doing? How are you doing that? I want to know. And like they're really just super
Anthony
sweet and super open to
like,
answering.
was answering emails, and I would message him about stuff. Like, just yeah, overall, great, kind people,
Yeah.
mad respect.
Yeah, totally. And Nikki and Kara, what about you guys?
I think Drive probably is like just melodically in the strings. It's just like a really, really great song. I think that's why we decided to cover that one.
Mhm.
That was just like a random decision one day, and then we were like, "This is pretty good. Let's put it up."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are great choices. What is your comfort TV show?
Oh, New Girl.
Oh my god, yeah, it's amazing.
The Office is a big one. I mean, The Office is fun. Harry Potter. Well, that's not a TV show, but I kind of choose TV shows because there's so many.
Yeah.
But yeah, Friends. I mean, all the classics. Stranger Things. I just rewatched. That's great.
I'm obsessed with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I just can't stop. Like, I finished it, and it's just like I can't not rewatch it again now. I just find, for some reason, I didn't even find. Hopefully, Andy Samberg is not watching this. I didn't find his humor that funny at the beginning, but then I kept watching, and I'm like, you know what? Actually, it's pretty funny. And then I was friggin' like hooked. It was not good because I literally just watch it every day now on repeat.
I'm the same way with that same show.
It's just too good not to continue.
Yeah, Mickey, you were saying something. I sort of cut you off.
Oh no, it's all good. I was just saying his humor. It's such a good line between like the really, really silly Andy Samberg and like, but not so far that it's like annoying for the show. It's just this perfect line where it's just so funny. It's such a great.
Exactly. What was that new movie that he was in this summer?
Palm Springs, I think.
Yeah, Palm Springs. That's the one. I loved that movie. So at the beginning of, not the beginning of COVID, we actually watched that on our writing trip, like the night that we wrote 99 or something. It was like,
we did. I remember that.
And
that was a trippy.
Yeah, that actually was what got me partially into Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then I literally just blew through the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's incredible. I love that movie. I love, like, my favorite band talking about Andy Samberg. I love this right now.
Yeah,
he's so great.
Yeah. Last question. Who are your favorite up and coming artists right now?
Oh man. I mean, I just gotta say our friends. I feel like that's just gotta we gotta pass on the torch of love. So definitely check out Baby Girl. They're like, just to us, the best band in the world. Check out The Accents. They're good buddies of ours. They make great music. Very like ambient pop, like heavy, like just beautiful soundscapes. Check out Elio. Check out No Disco. Check out Earth to Emily. This is a longtime friend of ours who's just like kicking ass. She puts out the coolest videos, the coolest like pop R&B music. It's just stunning. Earth to Emily. Man, a best friend, good buddy of mine. That actually, Kalen, he played in Happy Belated. Yeah.
Devin, Dizzy. Yeah, there's
our friends,
honestly too many
friends are
to
the shit.
name.
Like, we honestly have the most talented people around us. So just go listen to all of them, and yeah, that's all I could say.
Yeah, totally agree with those. I've interviewed Elio, The Accents, and No Disco, and they're
There you
all
go.
No way. Oh, that's awesome.
Love that. Yeah, they're like they're the crew.
Yeah. Well,
They are the crew.
Thank you so much for chatting with me. It was so great
No
to
problem.
meet you guys.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for having us,
Yeah.
Sarah.